Hi, I'm X, and I'm back with some Mutant Monster Mayhem, this time with my favorite turtle, Leonardo, as the Hunchback. So light your jack-o'-lanterns and let's go. Well, we're back again for another Universal Monsters turtle figure, and the scariest thing is I've managed to do 2 videos in 2 weeks. This time we have the Hunchback as played by Leonardo. The Hunchback is not a character that appeared in the original Playmates monster figures, so it's nice to see them expand into some different characters. Now I do have a slight nitpick with this figure because it's labeled as the Hunchback, which makes me think of Lon Chaney's Hunchback of Notre Dame, but obviously with the brain stealing and being kind of paired with Frankenstein, it's obviously Bela Lugosi's Igor from The Son of Frankenstein. But nitpicking aside, let's take a closer look at this Hunchback horror. And here we have another piece of beautiful artwork on the box front, and this is obviously a Turtles and Universal Monsters figure. And here we have a spine with the title and picture of the figure, and on the back we have that vintage poster look with a couple of little call-outs like see what's lurking in the shadows. He has a mind for monsters. Leonardo is the Hunchback, katana-wielding creature feature, shell-bent on revenge, and witness the horrifying backstory. And here we have a couple of images of some figures that will be coming out. We know what all these are, like Donatello here, and Splinter, and April, which I will be reviewing soon. And as always, I'd like to take a moment to thank all these people who work very hard to bring us these awesome figures. I love the fact that they put their names and what they did on the package. Thank you. And right here we have some instructions for how to put the swords in his hand. And up here we have a little list of all the accessories. Let's open this flap and take a closer look. And there's a nice picture of Leonardo there. And the glare on the package makes it hard to see, so let's open him up. And of course this figure comes with a themed insert, this time of a Gothic castle or Frankenstein's lab scenario, for you to display or take photos of. And here is the main figure. And again, they killed it with this. I love all the texture all over the figure. The broken shell, the belt, the fabric. It has this sort of burlap feel, and I love all these little bugs all over him. Just generally, there's a lot of great sculpting, and I can't get over the expression on his face. And this Hunchback that obviously has that Igor feel, it kind of reminds me of the old Slash figure, the way his head sticks forward. So his belt goes up under the shell, doesn't go around it, and I almost dropped the figure there. He's a large figure, but he's very light, and I'll get into the reason why in just a second. The sculpting on the knee pads and the overall aesthetic is like the original movie costumes, as if these were live-action Jim Henson versions of these characters in a monster movie. The figure's articulation is kind of limited. He has the shoulder, elbow, wrist, the regular ball socket legs, ball socket head. There's no waist movement, but there's a reason for that. But his head can kind of twist around, look up and down. Again, kind of like the old Slash figure from Playmates. Some of the details on the shell, you have this large hinge bolted in, and his shell is very beaten up and busted. And it has a lock on the side of it. And that lock is there to keep everything safe, since this shell completely opens up. And hidden in here is a little spider right there, a nice little spooky detail. And inside the body of the shell we have some wood shelves with some pegs, and below that what looks like dirt. I'm assuming it's dirt. But you can put some of the accessories on there, and this is a great homage to the classic storage shell turtles from Playmates. And on the shell, we also have these holes here, and those are the scabbards for his katanas. I am completely in love with this character, but let's check out his accessories. So let's start off with his katanas. They are monsterized versions. Here we have some bolts on the handguard, and on the pommel is a little spiky ball, and the wraps are very textured and kind of heavy. And another cool feature of these swords, well, it's more of a feature of the figure, is that these holes in the shell, the sword fits right into it, kind of like Leonardo's traditional scabbard, but also a little bit like the old swords through a basket magic trick. And there they fit for easy storage, and I think this is a very clever way to store his weapons. So let's check out some of his other accessories. We all know the best way to keep a monster at bay is with fire, and this Igor the Hunchback Leonardo comes with translucent fire that fits right onto the end of his swords, kind of like a torch. I like them incorporating the fire into the sword rather than just giving him a flaming torch, and I like fire effects anytime they want to give them to me. And you don't get just one, but you get two. Twin katanas, twin torches. And to go with the theme of this grave robber, we get some more gruesome accessories like this bone. And for digging up those graves, he comes with this flat-ended shovel with some nice texture and paint on it. He also comes with this more standard shovel that has great attention to detail with this aged, pitted metal rusty look. They did a fantastic job on this. And of course, we have a skull. Where else are you going to get those brains for your monster? I thought this was going to be the same skull from the Predator figures, but this is actually a new sculpt. And underneath it has a small peg hole, and we'll get to the reason why in a moment. And speaking of brains, we have this awesome brain in a jar. I love creepy accessories like this, even not for this figure, you can use for something else. And the brain comes out, and you can actually take it off of that, use it as an accessory by itself, but I think I'm going to leave it in the jar. And this also has a small peg hole on the bottom, so let's see what that's all about. If you notice, each peg hole matches up to one of the accessories. So the skull will sit up here on the top shelf. And the brain jar fits on this specific peg down here so that you can store all his accessories just like the old storage shell turtles. So Hunchback Leonardo can safely get those pieces back to Dr. Frankenstein. So of course he comes with some clenched closed fist hands, as well as some gripping hands to hold those katanas, and a couple of pointing hands. So that's 2 monster figures down and 5 more to go, and I hope that you'll come back and join me as I take a closer look at some more Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Universal Monsters action figures from NECA. But until then, later dudes!
It's the all-new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Universal Monsters, Leonardo as Igor the Hunchback, and everything you see here. Cheers to a new world of monsters and turtles!
From NECA.
Hey guys, if you liked the video, don't forget to kick that like button, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. I upload every Turtle Tuesday, so you can always come back to see what's new. You can also check me out on various social media, links in the description. And as always, for all things Turtles, check TMNT Universe.